And we were watching TV the other night, and it said something about California dreaming, and I said, "Hey, let's do that for Stone Soup," and because it's in our we have a '70s and Beatles show that we do. We have about a couple of hours worth of music, so we pulled out the California Dreaming,
You guys have
and
everything. You're so
we have
versatile.
everything. We have 20 shows, I think. So we're gonna do California Dreaming for you guys because we grew up in the '70s. We're products of the '70s.
Well, actually the 50s, but we won't go into that.
Well, our teen years.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Very nice.
Good
Splendid,
job.
splendid, splendid.
Great. You know, since we're thinking about '70s hits, there is an interesting update called the Founders Song" by Don McLean and the Founding Fathers, and it's a rework of American Pie on YouTube. I highly recommend it. It's really a hoot. Okay, let's see. How about Stuart next? Muting. Ready.
Yeah. Yesterday we celebrated my mother-in-law, Texas mother-in-law, 95th birthday anniversary from a hospital room because she broke her hip a couple of weeks ago. With people from all over the country. It's a pretty cool deal. I had to send my daughter in to do all of the technical stuff, but anyway, it made me think about my own parents who passed on more than 20 years ago. and they were good Christian people and honest as the day is long and all the rest of it. So I thought I'd do this one from the 19th century, which is actually titled A White Spiritual. I kid you not. A White Spiritual. Oh, could you turn Chip off, Terry? Hang on. Okay. So anyway, this is a nice one. Called Poor Wayfaring Stranger. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father and all my loved ones who've gone on. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I know dark cloud will gather round me. I know my way is hard and steep, but beauteous fields arise before me, where God's redeemed their vigil keeps. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home.
Yay!
Yes.
You were beautiful.
Thank you.
I was singing with you.
Oh, good for you. I could hear your harmony. Coming in sweet. Coming in sweet.
Okay. Dave, you want to give us one?
All right then.
I am muting. And we're ready.
This is an Irish tune. It's of the type called a slip jig, which is in 9/8 time. It's a 4-part slip jig called The Kid on the Mountain.
Very
Very
nice.
nice. Very nice.
Did you say the tempo was 8-9?
9-8.
9-8.
9-8. 9-8. Slip jig.
9-8. How do you
9-8.
beat out 9-8?
Well,
Three,
if
four,
you're a
five,
couple,
six, seven.
it's easiest to use just waltz time and play a beat for each triplet.
Beat for each triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Daddle-dee, deedle-dee-dee, daddle-dee, deedle-dee-deedle, 1, 2, 3, daddle-dee, 1, 2, 3, daddle-dee, deedle-dee-dee.
Okay, so those are eighth notes. Oh, well, okay.
It's like three triplets. It's like three triplets to the measure. So you can play 3 beats on your accompaniment if you want.
So the like da 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 is like 12, right?
No, that's 6-8.
6
Usually
8.
considered
That's
6.
6-8. So 6-8 is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and 9-8 is 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 3 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 3 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 3 3.
So if you know where the numbers are, you can tell.
That's right. Just got to sing those numbers and you got it. It's the easiest lyrics you'll ever learn.
I'm gonna have to study on that one. Okay. So Mary Jane, you're next. I am muting.
Okay.
Already.
Okay, I'm unmuted. I'm going to do a copper kettle. It was written by a guy named Albert F. Beddoe in 1953. I thought it was older than that, but I guess he's just hearkening back to the old times. And somewhere, my pick has disappeared. Okay, it's reappeared. Okay. My daddy, he made whiskey. My granddad, he did too. We ain't paid no whiskey tax since 1792. You just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn dry. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight. Get you a copper kettle, get you a copper coil, fill it with new mixed corn mash, and nevermore you'll toil. You just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn bright. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight. Fill your fire with hickory, ash, and oak. Don't use no green or rotten wood, they'll get you by the smoke. I'd rather have corn whiskey than anything I know. I'd rather be here on Moonshine Hill than down in the town below. You just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn dry. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight. God bless you, copper kettle. May you never stop. Just let us hear that whiskey go. Drop, drop, drop. You just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn bright. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Yay!
Always love that song.
And there's the Birdman. I thought I saw the Birdman fly in, but now he's gone again.
He flew the coop.
Yeah, apparently. Well, we'll keep an eye out for him. And next we'll go to Tom.
Okay, happy days.
Okay, we are muting. And we are ready now.
Okay, this is an ancient folk ballad written on October 18th, 2020 called O Artist, Where Art Thou Now? In this age of piracy and abundance, 7 million books were self-published last year, largely on Amazon.com for little audience and less income. Arts access is democratized, be demonetized. Instant engagement demands entertainment over contemplative art, paid subscriptions versus donations. To be a professional artist or musician, one must be self-managed and self-sustaining, young, healthy, and childless. Hence, passion projects as sidelines for employed workers and community art for burgeoning amateurs and auteurs. Spotify and SoundCloud starve their musicians. Just ask Taylor Swift. Royalties are rare and dwindling. Corporations take no risks. Self-publishing rules. COVID has accelerated the demise of the music industry. With no venues, no income, even that band Kansas broke up. You cannot tour without a mass audience. Elton John delays his retirement. Independent outlets like Sundance now sell their films to Netflix. Consider Mulan, franchised to Disney Plus, now also Prime for profit. There are no artists, musicians, writers, slums, ghettos anymore. Rent rises in Austin, income dwindles. Patrons shrink with no profits. In this art, music, writing, and the arts generally are at one. Live performances impossible. Hence PayPal and Venmo for house concerts and online festivals. Our eyes are totally overloaded. Our pockets totally empty. Art must keep itself alive in these pandemic times or become history. History never repeats. Let me say that again. History never repeats. Let me say that again. History. Thank you.
Good
It
one,
rhymes,
Tom.
right?
Good one.
It rhymes, don't it?
Say that again?
I think you could call that an ancient folk song if time is really circular and you're just coming around the next time. It's ancient already.
Yep.
So, okay, so I think we're up to Chip. Can you escort us around the dance floor a time or two?
I think I will.
Okay. Okay, I will mute. All muted.
All right. Since this is Stone Soup and it is Irish, so I thought I'd better do I'll do a 6/8 time, not a 9/8 time. This will be jig time instead of 9/8 time. This is kind of a fun one. I think it's actually a British jig, I believe. I need to look at the history, but it's the name of it is Jig of Slurs, and it's kind of fun because it does modulate keys. It starts in the key of D, and then it goes to the key of, it starts in D and it switches to G, and then it'll switch back to the key of D. So it's kind of fun, and it isn't 6 times. So if you want to know the lyrics, they go 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3. So that's kind of how a jig goes. Those are the lyrics. Here we go, Jig of Slurs. Yay!
Great, thank you so much. And Dave, did we miss you on the first time around here?
No.
No, Dave did the slip jig.
Oh, the slip jig, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, and that must still no Birdman, so it must be up to me, I guess. Okay. So this is one of my favorite little blueses from Brownie McGhee, and I guess if you've been around me for long enough, you've heard it before, but you're going to hear it again. Okay. Rocks on my pillow, cold ground my bed, blue skies my blanket, moonlight my spread. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Rocks have been my pillow, cold ground has been my bed, blue skies have been my blanket, and the moonlight's been my spread. You ever been down? You know how I feel. Feel like an engine, ain't got no driving wheel. I'm not ashamed of that news. Yes, I've been living with the blues. I work all summer, sleep on the floor. Have to take my Christmas in my overalls. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? Yes, I've been living with the blues. Rocks have been my pillow. Cold ground has been my bed. Blue skies have been my blanket, and the moonlights have been my spread. Don't believe I'm sinking. Look what a hole I'm in. Don't believe I love you. Look what a fool I've been. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? Yes, I've been living with the blues. Yes, rocks have been my pillow. Cold ground has been my bed. Blue skies have been my blanket, and the moonlight's been my spread. Oh no, you think I'm happy? Don't know my mind. Smile on my face, heart's bleeding all the time. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. I'm not ashamed, oh no, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues.
Wow, great.
Thank you.
I'm convinced Terry's an 80-year-old African-American musician.
It's just a
masquerading
disguise.
as a Quaker white boy.
It's like what the scene from what was the old Steve Martin movie where he tells a poor black street musician that he's white.
Yeah.
Play Stardust or like something like that. He goes, "Oh God, I am white."
All of me.
Oh yeah, that's
All of
what
me,
that
yeah.
was from. That's great. So, how about the Hortons again? Will you give us another one, Hortons?
Yeah, we're going to do a bluesy tune too. We're going to do
all right.
Blue Moon from Elvis Presley.
Okay.
At the end of this month, there's going to be a blue moon on Halloween. You know, blue moon means you have 2 full moons in the same month. And at the beginning of the month, we had the harvest moon because it was closest to the equinox. And now we're getting ready to have the blue moon. So we figured for Stone Soup, this would be something we could throw in the pot.
Great. Okay, I am muting.
Oh, one thing to make it interesting, instead of playing it on recorder like I normally do with our 70s show, I've figured out how to play it on some Native American flutes. So you're going to hear Blue Moon on 2 different native flutes with a guitar.
So that 70s show continues with the Hortons. Okay, I'm muting.
Ready?
And we are ready for you to unmute. Gotta unmute, Jeff or Sandy. Can you unmute? Here you go.
Okay.
Very nice.
Well,
Yeah.
that tune does some fancy modulating too.
Isn't that song by Rodgers and Hart?
I don't know.
I
I
have no
believe
idea.
it's by Rodgers and Hart.
Hmm.
Excellent.
Oh, fun.
Most people know it by Elvis Presley's a performer of it
Yeah, it's been around.
a long time.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, that's the one he needed.
Okay, so I don't know. What am I doing? Oh, I'm forgetting. Stuart, you are next.
Hold on a second.
Disappeared.
Muting. Oh, hold on. All muted and ready for you. Now, where's Stuart? Oh, he was here a minute ago, but he's not here. He has disappeared. Well, in that case, why don't we just go on to Mary Jane and you can unmute anytime you're ready.
Okay, I'm going to do Home on the Range. The version I have is attributed to Gene Autry, but I don't think he really wrote it. I think its authorship is disputed. So anyway, here goes. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light from the glittering stars, have I stood there amazed and asked as I gaze if their glory exceeds that of ours. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word and the skies are not cloudy all day. Where the air is so pure and the zephyrs so free and the breeze is so balmy and light that I would not exchange my home on the range for all of the cities so bright. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, I love those wildflowers in this dear land of ours. The curlew I love to hear scream, and I love the white rocks and the antelope flocks that graze on the mountain tops green. Oh, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Nice. Very nice.
Yay!
Well, there is an interesting bit in on Wikipedia about the disputed history of that song, and apparently the most likely author is Brewster M. Higley, who wrote it sometime in the 19th century in a cabin on the plains, and eventually became the Kansas state song. And Lomax published it in his Cowboy Songs book, attributing it to an African-American bartender in somewhere. And there was a big lawsuit against Lomax by a Texas songwriter who claimed authorship, and so who knows? It's a final song.
I was
Oh, you're
taken
back.
out by,
Yes.
by the internet gods there. Spent a couple of minutes in the underworld, but I'm back. So
Yeah, you haven't made the appropriate sacrifices, I suppose. Yes. Yeah, go out and find a chicken. Okay, so we'll have Stuart next while he's still with us.
I'm still with us.
Okay, muting
It's been
and ready, Stuart.
I was going to say, if I disappear halfway through, it's been great. So, this is a very Stone Soupy because probably some of you have probably seen the cult movie called Napoleon Dynamite, which is about a very awkward high schooler and had a very interesting soundtrack in it. There were two songs from the kind of pop era, English Euro pop era of the 1980s, that early 80s, that became well known. One was called Forever Young, not the Bob Dylan version, the Alphaville version. And the other was a song called The Promise by a very affected group called When in Rome, who are an English group, so you'll figure that out. But there was a great cover of this song done recently, a few years ago, by Sturgill Simpson. Turned it into kind of a country ballad, and it's called The Promise. If you need a friend, don't look to a stranger. You know in the end I'll always be there. And when you're in doubt, and when you're in danger, take a look all around, and I'll be there. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be, but if you stay around a while and make you fall for me, I promise you, I promise you, I will. When your day is through, and so is your temper, you'll know what to do. I'm gonna always be there. Sometimes if I shout, it's not what's intended. These words just come out with no gripe to bear. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I want them to be, but if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. I promise you. Sorry, I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be, and if I had to walk the world to make you fall for me, I promise you, I promise you, I will. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be, but if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. I promise you, I promise you. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be, and if I have to walk the world to make you fall for me, I promise you, I promise you, I will, I will, I will, I will.
Yay.
pretty.
Very nice. So I've got the order completely confused here, but I think we'll go to Dave next if he doesn't. I'm muting. David.
My turn, is it? Okay. Now the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, and she wobbles and flies, and she never sing cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Gonna build me a log cabin on the mountain so high, so I can see Willie as he goes on by. How often I wonder what makes women love men. Then I look back and I wonder what makes men love them. Oh, your horses, they ain't hungry, and they won't eat your hay. I'll go on a little bit further, and I'll feed them on my way. Your parents, they are against me. They say I'm too poor. They say I'm not worthy for to enter your door. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a fine bird. Don't I wish she was mine? She'd never drink water, but she'd always drink wine.
Excelente.
Yeah, wonderful old song too. I first
Classic.
heard that played live by Tom Ashley and Doc Watson, a very young Doc Watson too.
Wow.
It was amazing, but it's very wonderful, haunting old ballad. So we shall go on to Tom. You give us a ballad of sorts. I'm muting everyone already.
In the ancient village of Austin, in a little suburb of Hyde Park, There's a tiny pocket park dedicated to Albert Hofstetter. Can you read it, or is it backwards? You can't. Okay.
It's backwards. You got the mirror thing on. I don't know why they do that, but
I don't know why I do it either, but I'll just change it round. Because well, don't worry about it. You can't see it anyway. So Albert Hofstetter was the poet of Hyde Park, and he's gone now. But they dedicated a little park. They're going to dedicate the park outside Austin City Council to him, but that was dedicated to a woman who saved the trees of Austin. So this one here, I'll just.
it was Margaret Hoffman,
Margaret Hoffman.
great Austin Quaker.
Absolutely. Good soul, but she stole the thunder of our wonderful Albert Hofstetter. Oh, that's no good. Anyway, so this is dedicated to the memory of the people's poet of Hyde Park. Albert Hofstetter, defender of all walking wounded, belonged to every person he inducted into the mysteries of poesia. Every coffee shop, past, present, future, where poets write alone or together. Every congenial restaurant like New World Delhi. Every park bench in Hyde Park. Every asylum, hospital, hospice, where words applied themselves to endless healings. For you can still see the invisible ones, those who carry their pain like broken cups. Then you can love them back to life, annealing with words, soft and smooth and sweet as songs, to sing their pains and needs away. These worlds allow us in as witnesses and participants. We bring our being into becoming, linked in love on this one earth, separated only by time, space, and distance. The call goes out and your words are heard. Whether spoken, sung, published, or none, everyone is all with all in everyone. Someone always sings you back into existence. Your fall from grace reverses. You rise to the occasion. Whatever age or state of being, you become more with words and visions. Perhaps each healer is healed by healing others. Empty park benches now. Our poet is missing. No, he lives in every skin, remembering what was said in private conversations, what was shared in public readings, what was learned and what was given, the gift of sharing dreams in common. Sing on, no empty coffee shops. Chant the names of those you love. Let new spells and incantations lift you up, healed and whole and happy. What shall we call this spirit then? Why not call it poetry? I love it when people walk out. It's really good. Makes it all worthwhile. You missed.
Hey, Tom, I was not walking out on you. It was just my
Come
phone
on,
was
Tommy.
calling me from somewhere.
You're in Austin. People walk out all the time. You know that.
No, I never walked very far. I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, it's a visual world, baby. I'll mirror this. I'll mirror this back, okay? And there. Now, can you see?
Still backwards. Still mirror.
How can it still be backwards? That's weird. Actually, it shouldn't show up backwards to us. I don't understand that. Usually, it looks backwards to the viewer.
Yeah, but that's not backwards, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the names are left justified. Maybe they're not backwards at all.
Anyway, you'll be able to see it in Hyde Park. It's there. And the little pocket park dedicated to a poet in Austin. Unbelievable, but true.
Good.
Happiness.
Alrighty then. Let's have a tune from Chip. That would be nice. I'm muting. And ready to go, Chip.
I had to double check to see if that was backwards in it. Yeah, that's backwards too. So there you go. You know, I don't pull this particular guitar out that often. In fact, the one that I normally have out is the one that is kind of the all-time, the one that I use the most. But this one has.
It looks. Which way is that going? Yeah.
What's that?
I don't get it.
Anyway, when you pick up a guitar, I often say about musical instruments that I don't own any instruments. I just caretake them because they're going to outlive me by quite a bit. And hopefully the next person will enjoy them as much as I do. So anyway, this is a 1955 Martin Ot 15. It's not my oldest guitar, but it's the one that I've owned or caretaken the longest. And it's got a different tone than the dreadnought that I play. And you know, it's funny when you pick up an old friend like this, you know, songs come back that you used to play on it. And I used to play that on this guitar, so I'll have to work it back out. I haven't worked it back out this time, but this is a song that I've played since college days. And it is a song actually written by the Delmore Brothers, but I heard it from Doc Watson. And it's his tribute to the Deep River Blues, which actually run the Deep River. I used to drive across it quite a bit. It runs through North Carolina. I assume that's the same Deep River that the Delmore Brothers wrote this about. Although I think the first name was the Big River Blues, I think they called it. But anyway, now it's called the Deep River Blues. Let it rain, let it pour, let the rain come down some more, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. Let the rain dry right out, let the wind sweep along, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. Well, give me back my boat and I'm gonna sail it down she'll float, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. I'm going back to Muscle Shoals, times are better now there I'm told, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. Well, if my boat sinks with me, I'll go down now, don't you see, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. And I'm gonna say goodbye, and if I sink now, let me know, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. Let it rain, let it pour, let the rain come down some more, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues. Let the rain ride right on, let the wind sweep along, 'cause I get them Deep River Blues.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a classic.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so I was just telling Sandy and Jeff about my guitar is a 53 Martin, so it's very close, same vintage.
Yes, I've got a 53 as well. I've got a 55 and a 53. Yes, 53 is my birth year, so I had to have one.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
This was the guitar I found in Goodwill. You've heard this story, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure I have.
Oh, I found this guitar in Goodwill in Irving in '73. It was $36.
There you go.
1953 D28.
Yeah.
I've never gotten that lucky since. Oh, okay. So let's see. And Chip, I guess it's me. Okay. All right. Don't recall the origins of the song, but I got it off of a Mike Seeger. Mike did a 3 DVD collection of called it Southern Banjo Styles, I think, and he was trying to demonstrate all of the old-time banjo styles on his amazing collection of old instruments. So he pulled out things that I'd never seen before. And anyway, that's about all I know about the song. I mean, I'm sure it gives the whole background on Mike's CD, but I haven't peeked at that recently. I don't know if I played this recently or not, but I guess you'll put up with it. That's what them old bachelors made out of. That's what them old bachelors made out of. Prickles and thorns and old cow horns. That's what them old bachelors made out of. That's what them pretty girls are made out of. What them pretty girls are made out of. Sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what them little girls are made out of. That's what them old maids are made out of. That's what them old maids are made out of. Powder and paint, if you kiss 'em they'll faint. That's what them old maids are made out of. That's what them little dudes are made out of. That's what them little dudes are made out of. Doodads and chains, very little brains. That's what them little dudes are made out of. That's what them old doctors made out of. What them old doctors made out of. Powder and pills and big doctor bills. That's what them old doctors made out of.
Good one, good one, good one, good one.
Very nice, very nice.
It was a fun little song. So, ready for another race around the track?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I am muting. And first I'll call on Jeff and Sandy. Can you give us a song?
We are going to each do a solo this time. Jeff's going to do a guitar solo, and then I'm going to play a new instrument y'all have never, ever heard before. So Jeff is going to go first. I'll let him tell you about his song, and then I'll tell you about mine.
Cool.
This, if you've seen the movie The Deer Hunter, this is the theme song, Cavatina by Stanley Myers.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Very nice.
Okay, for mine, I'm going to play on a flute that's made out of a piece of yucca, and it's over 5 foot tall. It's taller than I am, and so it has a little stopper on the bottom, like you put on the bottom of a cane. So I'm gonna have to stand way back here to play it, and it's real quiet, so you'll have to really listen. And I wrote a song after hearing Mayan grandmother Flora Mayo around Earth Day talk about sacred walks, and so the words I'm thinking is, let the spirit of the earth help us see that we are blessed walking on the earth. Give us strength, help us see we are blessed, and thank you. And I'm going to see if I can get it to play. This is my song, of course. Okay, here we go. See if you can see it in there. Can they see that in there?
Not sure. Here.
You see how big that instrument is?
There, well, you can see your head that way.
And you see how big this thing is?
It goes all the way to the floor. Take my word for it. Here.
Okay, I hope you can hear this thing.
Beautiful.
See, there's the
Yeah.
stopper at the end. It looks like the bottom of a cane, and this is how big this thing is I was blowing through. It's got a devil's claw at the top for the fetish,
How,
and then
how deep is the chamber? Does it go all the way down?
yep, it goes all the way
Wow.
down.
That's
It's a big
impressive.
old thing.
That's something.
So
Almost like a bassoon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then I just decorated with some shells and some feathers that I picked up. A guy in Arizona made it.
Yeah. They make walking staff whistles, but that's really good.
Ah, well, that was exquisite.
Thank you. Our next turn we'll do some Beatles, but we wanted to just do
Okay.
something different for you guys this time.
Cool. Alrighty. How about Stuart? He's still with us. I am muting.
Okay, I'm going to shut the door behind me and I'll be right there. All right, my wife was talking to her very hard of hearing mother on the telephone. You know what that's like, so. Here's a traditional song. Feel free to sing along in the chorus. When I get there, it's called Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her. Oh, I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. It's a long, hard pull to the next payday, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Now the winds were foul and the work was hard. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. From the Liverpool docks to the London yard, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Now the skipper was bad, but the mate was worse. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. He would cut you down with a swipe and a curse, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Now it's rotten meat and mouldy bread. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. You would eat it or you would starve to death, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow. Now it's time for us to leave her. Now it's time for us to say farewell. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. For now those pumps are all pumped dry, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, liver, Johnny, liver, for the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Yay! Lovely.
I was reading somewhere background for this song that it's a pumping song. I mean, there's
Yeah.
shanties for every nautical activity.
Yeah.
Like there's hauling songs and there's furling the sail songs, and this is for manning the pumps.
You had a rhythm section.
Rhythm method.
So, there's Stuart. Dave is next, please.
Okay, this is
Hold on, muting and ready.
okay, this is another slip jig. It's called Another Jig Will Do.
Do another one.
That was short. I wouldn't mind
slip
another
jig.
one.
Okay, another slip jig. Here you go. This one's called O'Farrell's Welcome to Limerick.
Nice. Nice.
Very nice, very nice. And now we shall move on to Mary Jane.
Okay. Thanks. I had internet problems during.
I noticed you were sort of hopping around there. So.
Yeah, I was having some difficulties.
Okay, I'm muting. Okay, I'm muting, you're tooting, and we're all ready.
Okay, this is a simple old traditional song. I ride an old tank. You might want to play along with it. I ride an old tank. I lead an old man. I'm going to Montana for to throw the hula. They feed in the coulee, they water in the draw. Their tails are all matted, their backs are all raw. Ride around, little doggies, ride around them slow. For the fiery and snappy are ready to go. I've worked in the town and I've worked on the farm, and all I've got is this muscle in my arm. Got a blister on my foot and a callus in my hand, but I'll be a cowpuncher as long as I can. Ride around to the doggies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and snuffy are raring to go. Bill Jones had a daughter, Bill Jones had a son. The son went to college and the daughter went wrong. His wife, she died in a proven fight, but still he keeps singing from morning to night. Ride around them doggies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and stuffy are raring to go. Oh, when I die, take my saddle from the wall, put it on the pony, lead him out of his stall, tie my bones to his back, turn our faces to the west, and we'll ride the prairies that we love the best. Ride around, little doggies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and stuffy are raring to go.
Yay!
Yeah, very nice, Mary Jane.
Good one.
Very, very cowboy stuff.
One of the easiest songs there is.
Oh, it's a good one though. I mean, well, it's a cowboy song. Those cowboy songs. Well, there's two kinds of cowboy songs. Really, they're the real cowboy songs, which are real easy to sing. And then there's the, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers.
Even the Bob Nolan
really
songs
Western swing.
sometimes have a lot of chords in them.
Yeah.
This one had blissfully 2 chords.
Yeah.
I think at least one of which I missed.
Well, my favorite kind. Okay, so Tom. Is Tom still with us? Oh, there you are. Some of the little pictures keep moving around on me. I never know. So, so I am muting. And it's all yours, Tom.
I'm in love with the Aesop's Fables and La Fontaine. And this is a little ditty I got from the garden South Austin this afternoon. In the garden, watching, listening, wondering how long an ant lives in China, whether collective ants use hive mind like bees or simply accept work, stress, and death cycles. Looking at the South Austin trees, how they hide their houses so well, but are subject to stresses from drought and flood. After storms, we always find limbs on the ground, cracked, broken. Tell me, is this stoic tree acceptance? We know trees and plants feel, that they make music with air and earth, wind and water, that they shelter not just us, but migrating birds. They enlarge us with their borrowed beauty, and in this autumn season they shine their borrowed best. But they were here long before us, and some will live far beyond us, and they have conversations with each other more than us. Our boreal intelligences have longer life tree cycles. I watch them creak and sway with their windy friends today. We are not ants, nor trees. We are temporary tenants here. Collective communities care less about every individual tree. It's no longer who lives longer, more whose lives serve best. I am for trees. I am an ant.
Good one.
Very nice.
Very good.
And you're adamant about it too, are you not?
You're a tree ant.
I'm sorry, Rick isn't here. Someone's got to do it.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Chip, will you give us another? I'm muting everyone in anticipation of that already.
All right, there we go. Yes, so I thought since we were talking guitars, I had to get out my 1953 D18. It's harder to read because it's pretty old. It's actually, I called the Martin factory and it was given its number on November 5th, 1953, making it slightly younger than I am by a month or two. Anyway, this is the most powerful of the really 4 guitars that I own. This is the one that's the loudest, so I've moved the mic up a little bit because it is loud. Let's see if I can do it without knocking it over. This is a song that was written by Kate Long, and it was done by Laurie Lewis. I think 1984. It was actually the IBMA Song of the Year. And it kind of came back to me thinking this morning about it. I saw a post from a friend of mine who actually just lost his wife, and this was her favorite song. So he had brought it up, and it kind of came back to me. So anyway, it's called Who Will Watch the Home Place, the Old Home Place. Leaves are falling and turning to showers of gold as the postman climbs up our long hill, and there's sympathy written all over his face as he hands me a couple more bills. Who will watch the home place? Who will tend my heart's dear space? Who will fill my empty place when I am gone from here? There's a lovely green nook by a clear running stream. It was my place when I was quite small, and its creatures and sounds could soothe my worst pains, but today they don't ease me at all. Who will watch the home place? Who will fill my heart's dear place? Who will fill my empty place when I am gone from here? In my grandfather's shed, there are hundreds of tools. I know them by feel and by name, and like parts of my body, they catch this old place. When I move them, they won't be the same. Now I wander around, touching each blessed thing, the chimney, the tables, the tree, and my memories swirl around me like birds on the wing. When I leave here, oh, who will I be? Who will watch the home place? Who will feel my heart's dear space? Who will fill my empty place when I am gone from here? Who will watch the home place? Who will fill my heart's dear space? Who will fill my empty place when I am gone from here?
Yay!
Very lovely. Great.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Well, I guess it's up to me again, if you can stand it. Okay, this is a song that I got off a little 10-inch LP that Tom Paley did on Elektra Records, long since out of print, and it's similar to a song of Uncle Dave Macon's, but it's different. It's called The Old Gray Goose. And let's see if I can really play it in this key, or sing it in this key. I can play it. My problem with playing it is a fast frailing song, and I managed to break my clawhammer fingernail, my claw, this week. But it's grown out, I think, just enough to play this song. We'll see. Well, been to the east and been to the west. Been in Old Virginia. Been 6 weeks in a hornet's nest and I never got stung on any. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves. You're earning your heart for trouble. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves. You're earning your heart for trouble, I believe. Well, look to the east and look to the west. I saw the old gray goose coming with 40 greyhounds and a Dominecker mule. They were riding on the other side of Jordan. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves. You're earning your heart for trouble. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves. You're earning your heart for trouble, I believe. Pa didn't plant nor cotton or corn. He had bad luck with the taters. The old cow run through the strawberry patch, and you should have seen her later. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves. You're earning your heart for trouble. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves. You're earning your heart for trouble, I believe. cook him. But the turkey jerked his head, and he popped off the lid, and he gobbled on the other side of Jordan. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves, you're earning your heart for trouble. Take off your overcoat, roll up your sleeves, you're earning your heart for trouble, I believe. Did the turkey one. Oh, I ran out of verses. Well, look to the east and look to the west. Saw the old Greg is coming with 4 greyhounds and a Dominican mule. They were riding on the other side of Jordan. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves, you're in your heart for trouble. Take off your overcoat and roll up your sleeves, you're in your heart for trouble on me.
Oh, Tony! Yay!
Well, thank you. Okay, it's getting a little late, but we can do another one if you want. What do you say? Thumbs up for it.
Dave and I have a theory. He and me, we go for 3 hours. That is.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's tradition, you know.
Well, we'll invite the Hortons to dive in first, and here they go. We're muting. And we are ready. You're still muted, Sandy.
Okay, I'm unmuted again. It keeps muting me back. We're going to do a Lennon-McCartney Beatles song from 1965, In My Life. And the words start out, there are places I remember, and it talks about friends and lovers and memories. And it's a kind of a love song. So we're going to do our arrangement of it that's out of our Beatles book that has this really cool little plaid cover on it. Okay. Scoot over so I can see you. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Good.
I love the bark intermission in the middle there. The bark-like intermission. That's very nice.
Woof, I say.
Thank you. We had fun doing that one.
Okay, Stuart, Mr. 3 times around, and
No, not 3 times around. 3 hours.
3 hours. That's about 4 times around for this group.
If you're the only one here, it's 20 times around. So.
Okay, I'm, whoops, wrong button. Hold on, sorry. Mute all, there it is. Okay, we ready.
Okay, I've done this one before a long time ago, but this part of this song may become irrelevant in 2 or 3 weeks, so I want to do it now while it's still timely. It's an environmental hymn by a Scottish guy called Ian Robb. He wrote it in 2019. It's called God and the Orange Clown. When your forests turn to ash, when your fields all turn to dust, when your islands are awash, how will you choose? Who will you trust? When the mudslides hurtle down, who will you turn to for a course? When your green all turn to brown, who will you blame? Who will you curse? And will you go to church and pray, leaving your children to atone? This world is left in disarray, it's not God's work. It is your own. When tornadoes wreck your town, when the tempest scours your coast, will you still heed the orange clown? Will you still cheer his every boast? And when it's time to make a choice, whose truth, whose lies will you believe? Will you ignore the braying voice? Will you refuse to be deceived? Or will you go to church and pray, leaving your children to atone? This world you've left in disarray is not God's work. It is your own. So good Christians all awake, fight the tide or surely drown. For your blessed children's sake, drive away the orange clown. And when at last the seas run dry, and when the rocks melt with the sun, and when you can no more deny, then you will see what you have done. Then will you go to church and pray, leaving your children to atone? This world you've left in disarray is not God's work, it is your own. Then will you go to church and pray, leaving your children to atone? This world you've left in disarray is not God's work, it is your own.
Woohoo, woohoo. When was that written?
2019.
Pretty good. Alrighty. Certainly appropriate for the moment. And
That's for you, Tom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Deeply appreciated. Absolutely, Stuart.
okay, and now we turn our attention to Tom. You ready, Tom? Muting all.
Okay.
All ready.
I dedicate this to Stuart, because everyone else is doing the past, and we tend to love the present moment and the future. This is called New Patterns of Austin. Of course I was in love with the new, the latest model, the fashion trends up to the moment, and all was bright and brilliant and true until crack cocaine, heroin, stretch limos ushered in 80s industrial ugly. Then 90s, grills on teeth, horror flicks, ugly tattoos. This made me resile away from Tab and Diet Coke and Pepsi Zero. Now post-2000s, from William Blake's Songs of Innocence to today's Songs of Experience, ages of industrial ugliness, from Bauhaus to Boho, Village Austin to high-rise science fiction, Skyline. Rural ugliness is at least organic. Plastic was once blowing in the winds of Austin. Homeless and New Patney. Of course, we could all withdraw, ignore high anxiety, live like our mayor in high-rise towers in Austin, but Barton Springs resists those sewage releases from hill country mansions. And not all elders are happy in rest homes that are not restful, just minimally serviced. Not all Austinites want their tax rates to rise sky high with billion-dollar boondoggles. We voted against light rail because it does not deal with change adequately. We want adequate bus services on regular routes circulating 24 hours a day. We wish for the safe return of bicycles and pedestrians and city parks not made for festival paying customers. In short, we wanted our Austin back. A new pattern is forming, lowering property taxes to forestall evictions and foreclosures, creating safe encampments for those who can't afford their own Austin shelter, and using our community's heart and soul, lateral thinking, goodwill of musicians to find a pattern that suits all sizes, all shapes and colors and cultures. We're all new here, and Austin will never be the same again. That's for you, Stuart. That's for you. Alive and in the present moment. In the present moment.
I hear ya.
Epic.
Very good, Tom. Now I got my order all confused, but that's okay. You know, another Tom is fine with me. But I think that we should give Dave a turn here. Okay?
Yes.
We're all ready for you. There you go. Yeah.
It's a song called The Lazy Farmer Boy. I'll sing you a song, I'll sing you a song, and it's not very long, about a young man wouldn't hoe his corn, and why it was I never could tell, but that young man was always well, that young man was always well. He went to his field and he got there at last, the corn and the weeds had grown so high, corn and the weeds had grown so high, 'cause this young man for to sigh, 'cause this young man for to sigh. Now his courtship had just begun. She said, young man, have you hoed your corn? I've tried in vain, but I don't believe I'll raise one grain. Don't believe I'll raise one grain. How can you come to me to wed if you can't make your own cornbread? Single I am and I will remain, a lazy man I won't maintain, a lazy man I won't maintain. Well, he hung his head and he went away. He said, young miss, you'll rue the day. You'll rue the day that you was born, for giving me the devil 'cause I wouldn't hoe my corn. Giving me the devil 'cause I wouldn't hoe my corn. Well, his courtship was to an end, and on his way he then began. He said, young miss, I'll get another girl if I have to travel this big brown world. Have to travel this big brown world.
Yeah.
cautionary tale.
Very nice.
No. So I get it right this time. Mary Jane, I think you're up.
Thanks. I had some more internet problems.
Oh dear, but you're really a stalwart there. You're hanging in.
Yeah.
Come right
Well, I'm
back.
coming back, but I'm sorry, I'm missing some of these performances.
Well, you can always catch it
Don't
on the
record them.
YouTube.
Yeah, I can listen to the recording.
Yeah. Okay, I'm muting. And we are ready. Still muted, Mary Jane.
Okay, this is the wreck of the old 97 in the key of A if you wanted to play along. Well, they handed in his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, it's old 97. You must put her into Spencer on time. Well, the engineer said to his black, greasy fireman, just shovel on a little more coal. And when we cross that White Oak Mountain, you can watch on 97 roll. It's a mighty hard road from Lynchburg to Danville with a line on a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his air brakes. You can see what a jump she made. He was going down the grade, making 90 miles an hour when his whistle broke into a scream. He was found in the wreck with his hand on the throttle. He was scalded to death by the steam. Now the telegram came into Washington Station, and this is the way that it read. That brave engineer that drove old 97, he's a-laying down in Danville dead. Now listen, all you ladies, you must take a warning from this story now and learn. Never speak harsh words to your true loving husband. He may leave you and never return.
Very nice.
It was original.
Gotta have a train song.
I like death songs with a nice tempo to them, you know.
Yeah,
Just,
Liz just said, isn't that Charlie on the MTA? And
I used to play it with a guy that played the accordion, and so where all the kazoo breaks, there was accordion breaks, and I didn't know if Dave would have the inclination to play along, but maybe somebody played along.
and yes, it is the MTR tune.
well, it's the same tune. It's
Same tune.
okay.
It's probably the same tune to a lot of different songs.
It just
Yeah.
went slower in the MTR. So
Okay. Now I've gotten all confused. Who's next? I think it must be Chip. Is that right? Did I miss anybody yet? What? Let's hear from Chip.
All right. All right. So let's see. I haven't played one guitar, so I have played the mandolin. So I probably should have played the other guitar, but I'm going to play another mandolin tune anyway to close it out. This isn't Irish. This is actually one of my own. I don't think I've played it here before. But it's called the Mist of Marymore. Marymore is a park that's in the Seattle area that has some familial significance to us. So anyway, the Mist of Marymore. Here it goes. Wait a minute. Need more volume than that. Let's try that. There we go.
Wow.
Hey.
Original material.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh, I didn't have myself muted. I hope I didn't step all over you. Oh well, sorry, Jim.
Sounded
fine to me.
You didn't.
That's all right. That's all right. No, I didn't hear it. I had direct monitor on,
Yeah,
so
we'll
I
see
was
what
pretty loud in my own
turns
ears.
out on the recording. But anyway, what's done is done. And since we're in the key of A minor, I'll do one in the key of A minor. What the hell? Okay. This is kind of a standard of mine, so you've probably heard it, but I'll play it again. Tell you all the story about Willie the Weeper. Made his living as a chimney sweeper. He had the whole dope habit and he had it bad. Listen while I tell you about the dream he had. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, dee 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 dum. Went down to the dope house one evening late. Asked his baby for a sugar date. Guess they smoked a dozen pills or more. When he woke up, he's on a foreign shore. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, dee 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 dum. Well, the Queen of Sheba was the first he met. She called him her darling, her loving pet. Well, she bought him a Cadillac automobile with a diamond headlight and a silver steering wheel. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, dee 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 dum. Well, she had a million cattle and a million sheep, a million vessels on the ocean deep. She had $1 million all in nickels and dimes. She knew 'cause she counted them 1,000,000 times. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, dee 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 dum. Well, the next place he went was the Isle of Siam. He rubbed his eyes and said, I wonder where I am. He played craps with a king and won $1 million, or had to leave the island 'cause the king got sore. Reedy dee 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 dee. Yeah, dee 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 dum. Went down to the Dope House one Saturday night. Yeah, that's the baby and the sugar date part. Sorry. You went down to the Dope House one evening late. Asked his baby for a sugar date. Well, Willie got funny. She began to shout, bim, bam, boo. And the dope gave out. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, dee 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 dum.
Yeah, baby.
Like a dude.
Okay, I'm trying to keep track. Who's next?
And purple.
Anybody who wants to be. This is volunteer time.
Sandy is next.
Yeah, we'll go next.
Muting everyone.
Okay, we're since we
Okay,
have our
we're ready.
70s book out, we were just kind of looking through it to find what to play. Like the last song we hadn't rehearsed, we just looked and said we like this one, so we played it, the Beatles one. So we just looked and saw there's one by Bread that we really like. People like to hear. It's called If a Picture Paints 1,000 Words. We play at a lot of art receptions, and so we play songs that kind of have an art theme. So this is If. Would you scoot over?
No, I can't.
Oh, turn up. There we
There
go.
we go. All right.
Okay, hit it.
nice. Wow, you really held that.
Very lovely.
Just great.
Very lovely.
Good breath control there, Sandy.
We hear the dogs like it.
The dogs like it. Well, the dogs. Okay, Stuart.
Yeah.
Okay, muting. Already.
Okay, I'm going to do a Utah Phillips song. Utah Phillips, to me, is a great and under-recognized poet and artisan of the West. One I'm not doing right now, but I'd like to work on it. He did some studying in the Iron Range, and he found some can with an old syringe in it, and he talked to a local museum. And evidently, back in the 1880s, the iron miners, who weren't allowed because they were mainly devout Catholics, suicide was out of the question. But every one of them, or many of them, took down the mine with them a can with a morphine syringe, so that if they were trapped and unable to be rescued, they could peacefully transition into the next life. And he wrote a good song about that. But this is not it. This is about being an older cowhand in the West on a cattle trail, when you're basically too old to be anything other than the kitchen guy, and he calls himself the Old Woman. It's called the Goodnight Loving Trail. Too old to wrangle and ride on the swing. You beat the triangle and you curse everything. If dirt was a kingdom, then you'd be the king. On the goodnight trail, on the loving trail. Our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your friend Sharper blowed like a lone bawling calf. It's a wonder the wind doesn't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. With your snake oil and herbs and your liniments too, you can do anything that a doctor can do. Except find a cure for your own goddamn stew. On the goodnight trail, on the loving trail. Our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your friend Sharper blows like a lone bawling calf. It's a wonder the wind doesn't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. The campfire's gone out and the coffee's all gone. The boys are all up and they're raising the lawn. You're still sitting there lost in a song. On the goodnight trail, on the loving trail. Our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your friend Sharper blowed like a lone bawling calf. It's a wonder the wind doesn't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. I know that someday I'll just be the same, wearing an apron instead of a name. There's nothing can change it, there's no one to blame. For the desert's a book written lizards and sage, easy to look like an old torn out page, faded and cracked with the colors of age. On the goodnight trail, on the loving trail. Our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your friend Sharper blowed like a lone bawling calf. It's a wonder the wind doesn't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light on the good night trail, on the loving trail. Our old man's lonesome tonight. Your friend sharp abroad like a log falling calf. It's a wonder the wind doesn't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. Get in there and blow out the light.
Yeah. Another cowboy heard from.
Hey.
Hey. Okay. Dave, you want to take a round?
All right.
Oops. Hold on. Now we're ready.
This is an Irish harp tune, the only extant piece by Cornelius Lyons, but it's a nice one. It's called Miss Hamilton.
Love it, love it.
Very well done. Very well done. Mary Jane. I'm afraid the eternal battle of the internet versus Mary Jane. The internet has temporarily prevailed. Tom, are you still there? I'm not sure he is. In which case, Tom? Nope. Well, Chip, it's up to you then. Already.
Thought I got it. There we go. I wasn't gonna do this song, but two things happened. One, I hadn't played one on this guitar yet, so I figured I better do this song on this guitar. And then the second thing, Stuart did a Utah Phillips tune, so I thought I better do another Utah Phillips tune. So anyway, this is one that I don't normally play, but I do normally sing harmony on it, so it's going to be a little bit different. This is a Utah Phillips tune that made it over into the bluegrass genre called the Rock Salt and Nails. On the banks of the river, where the willows hang down, and the wild birds all over, I first listened to the lies that you told. Now I lie on my bed and I see sweet things. Last I remember, time better year of me was mentioned, and I know that your conscience still echoes my name. Now the lights are so long, Lord, sorrow runs deep. Nothing is worth worse than a night sleep. I'll walk out alone and look at the sky. Too empty to see, too lonesome to cry. If the ladies were blackbirds and the ladies were thrushes, I'd lie there for hours in the chilly cold marshes. The ladies were squirrels with my bushy tails. I'd fill up my shotgun with unsalted
Yeah, Utah Phillips, one of the last of the great Wobblies.
That's lovely, 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 lovely.
Lovely
I've heard that
voice.
one before. That's great.
Yeah, I've done that once or twice. Not usually singing lead on it though.
Okay, well, since he's back, I think we'll hear from the lovely Tom Woodruff. Tom, can you explain that background image? What is that? Oh, you have to unmute yourself. Let me mute everyone, then you can unmute yourself. Did you? Okay, ready to unmute.
Oh, well, because you are musicians, which is wholly people of harmony, and all of you are responsive to each other and collaborating and having a conversation, the only way I could do it, apart from actively listening, was visually. So the images I've been using, there was one, an Egyptian one, I don't know if you saw it, but the Egyptian one was one with a balalaika and the other with a squeeze box, right? And these were Egyptian sculptures that had been made into art. And this one is hay bales with an orchestra inside playing music inside the hay bales. Now, I always love cliches, you know, I love country and Western, and disc calendars, I love that. So I tried to make my own disc calendar. And this is what this poem is all about. It's called Take Your Stillness With You. Hold it like a feather in a temple. Immerse yourself in forest baths today, in sunshine and in afternoons. Steal mornings for fresh beginnings. Ask for the right to give more. Be at peace with the banana, pineapple, mango, and avocado. Also the salad, fruits and nuts and various vegetables. Extend connections into, through, beyond, and within all worlds. Bridge silence with deeper silences. Speech with song, significances. Act as if you are not acting, just being, becoming. You are the door, windows, floor, foundations of your body politic. Do not seek peace, be peace. It's your best gift to your multiple selves. Seek new desk calendar cliches. Write your own Hallmark cards. Smile, you've just discovered more reasons for smiling. Imagine you are that beach heading down to the oceans. Go deep, go deeper. Somewhere makes you happy. Someone makes you happier. Feel the happiest you've ever felt. You do not need a reason. Write your own ways of beaming in this world. Well, here you are again. Take this happiness with you at all times. It does not need to rhyme. Free verse, baby. Enjoy.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, all of us.
You're pros at this.
Great. Well, Mary Jane has wrestled her internet connection to the ground again.
I'm back.
Well done.
You want to give us a song since you're back?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm muting.
will.
Already.
Okay, this is a Bob Dylan song, maybe kind of obscure. Tomorrow is a long time. If today was not an endless highway, if tonight was not a crooked trail, if tomorrow wasn't such a long time, then lonesome would mean nothing to me at all. Yes, and only if my own true love was waiting, and I could hear his heart as softly pounding, only if he was lying by me, and I in my bed once again. I can't see my reflection in the water. I can't speak the sounds that show no pain. I can't hear the echo of my footsteps. I can't remember the sound of my own name. And only if my own true love was waiting, and I could hear his heart as softly pounding, only if he was lying by me, and I in my bed once again. There's beauty in the silver singing river. There's beauty in the sunrise in the sky. But none of these and nothing else can match the beauty that I remember in my own true love's eyes. And only if my own true love was waiting, and I could hear his heart as softly pounding, only if he was lying by me, and I in my bed once again.
Nice.
Love that song. Love that song.
Yeah, great song. So, I've gotten all confused with all these comings and goings, but I think it's my turn. Is that
Yes,
right?
you're correct.
I am.
You're back.
Okay.
You're back at the beginning. And
Back to the
recognizing it the
future.
first time.
Yes, okay. Well, I did this for the Celtic session recently, but it's a fun song, so I'll do it again. Okay. Of a brisk young butcher, as I have heard them say, he started out for Leicester, started out from London town all on a certain day. He said, "A frolic I will have my fortune for to try. I will go into Leicester town some cattle for to buy." When he arrived at Leicester town, he came to an inn. He called for an ostler and boldly he walked in. He called for liquor of the best, he being a roving blade. He quickly fixed his eyes upon the lovely chambermaid. Took him up a candle, light his way to bed. Now that's the cue, you know, if she doesn't understand that when she's taking him up to candle, that it's not gonna lead to more seamy things, she has to listen to a lot more English folk songs because she hasn't got the point. But anyway, she brought him up a candle to light his way to bed. And when she came into the room, these were the words he said. One sovereign I'll give to you, all to enjoy your charms. And this fair maid all night did sleep all in the butcher's arms. 'Twas early the next morning, he prepared to go away. The landlord said, "Your reckoning, sir, you have got to pay." Oh no, the butcher did reply, "But I do not think it strange. One sovereign I gave your maid, and I haven't got the change." Straightway called the chambermaid and charged her with the same. The golden sovereign she laid down for fear she'd take the blame. The butcher he then went home, well pleased with what was past. Soon this pretty chambermaid grew thick about the ways. Wasn't a 12-month after came to town again, and then as he had done before, he stopped at that same inn. 'Twas then the buxom chambermaid chanced him for to see. She brought a maid just 3 months old and placed him on his knee. Now here's my test, because actually this is a 2-page lyric sheet that I picked up the first page to. So let's see if I can remember the rest of them. Oh, the butcher said, like one amazed, and at the child did stare. And when the joke he did find out, how he did stamp and swear. Oh no, kind sir, it is your own. Pray do not think it strange. One sovereign I gave to you, and see I brought your change. Come all ye brisk and lively blades, and pray be ruled by me. Look well into your bargains before your money pay. Now for sin will cause you much to range. If e'er you sport with pretty girls, be sure and get your change. I only dropped one line.
Yay!
Very good.
Okay. All right. So it's quarter till, not quite a quarter till 5. I'm kind of strung out myself, but if folks want to continue, you want to keep going? Really? Okay. Alrighty. I'm wondering, since I'm really about to poop out, I'm really sorry, but Stuart, would you like to take over the hosting for the last round? You're muted, Stuart, so I can't hear you.
Sandy's next. Here we go.
Okay, all right, I'm going to make you the host so you can do the muting, unmuting, okay?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
He's so keen. It's wonderful to see young Stuart, number one. Come on. This energy going.
Am I there yet?
Yeah. And I just wanted to insert something. If I lose my internet connection this time, I'm not coming back because there's only 15 minutes left.
Well, Stuart, at the very bitter end, be sure to end the meeting for all.
I will do. Am I
And
up?
that'll cut the recording off.
Will do. Am I up?
No.
Am I in charge?
It's up to you. I mean, you're the one that's calling.
No. Am I now a host?
You are now the host, I think.
Okay.
Yes, you are the host.
I'm trying to see. I can't manage participants. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to mute everybody, and then it's Sandy. Over to you.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Mute all. Okay, Sandy, it's just for you now, and I'll mute myself. Still need to mute. Unmute. There we go.
I kind of lost you guys. My computer's kind of going crazy too. I think there's only about 20 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and just sign out and let you guys, if y'all want to continue, because Jeff's already left, and so I'm going to go ahead and just sign out. But we'll be back next Saturday for regular session, song session.
All right, so we're getting down the wire here, and I'm next, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, and then I think I'm still up. So, all right, here's a song that I've done before, but it was collected, I think, by John Lomax up near College Station in like 1912 or 1920 or something. It's called Dink's Song. It's sung from a woman who's pregnant and she works on the levees, and her partner's skipped town. Dave Van Ronk does a great version of this, but I will do my best. My dogs are going to join me in the background in a minute, so. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly up the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Well, I had a man who was strong and tall, who moved his body like a cannonball. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. I remember one evening in the pouring rain, and in my heart was an aching pain. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Bloody River was muddy and wild, can't give a bloody for my unborn child. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. So sure as a bird flying high above, life ain't worth living without the one you love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well.
Very nice, very nice.
Hey, love it.
Thank you very much. Thank your good wife in the background there, David.
Echo.
Okay. Or was that Liz? Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, then next is either Chip or Mary Jane, depending on who's in and who's. I think we go with Chip and then Mary Jane. So
Well, Mary Jane has her connection right now. You think we
okay,
should go?
let's go with Mary Jane while she's still here. You're quite
That's
correct. I will mute everybody, and
he did.
Mary Jane, it's all yours.
I'm going to do the Winding Stream. It's a Carter family song. Oh, give to me a winding stream. It must not be too wide, where waving leaves from maple trees do meet from either side. The water must be deep enough to float a small canoe, with no one else but you. Do not disturb my waking dream. The splendor of that winding stream, flower in my canoe. His eyes, they look me through. There's someone there with golden hair, who's very much like you. The sparkling trout beneath the bank does leave his hiding place. Kingfisher from the bow above, so eager to give chase. The spreading branches overhead, the sunlight shining through. We're looking here at you. Do not disturb my waking dream. The splendor of that winding stream, flower in my canoe. His eyes, they look me through. There's someone there with golden hair, is very much like you.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I've not heard that for a long time. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Roseanne Cash did it.
Okay.
With her Carter connection.
All right, we're going to round out the circle or the six or the square, whatever, the rectangle, whatever this is. And we're going to go with Chip and then Tom and then Dave to finish off. So I'm going to mute everybody, and then it's over to Chip.
All right. Well, Tom mentioned two styles of music, and I like both of them, that being country and Western. Like them both. So at least the traditional country music I like. Some of the other stuff is not so good, but this is one of my favorite country tunes. Used to do this with a band that I played with in Florida. Nice three-part harmony. Anyway, it's one of John Connolly's tune, and he would always remove his rose-colored glasses right at the end of the tune. So this is my rendition of the John Connolly tune, and I am playing in the key of F there, Stuart, if you've got an F. So here we go. I don't know why I keep on believing you need me when you prove so many times it ain't true. I can't think of one reason for staying. Maybe my leaving would be the best thing for you. These rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide all the truth. Well, they help me hold on to the good times and the good lines and the ones that I heard when I held you. And they keep me from feeling so cheated, defeated, when reflections in your eyes show me a fool. These rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide all the truth. So I guess I'll just keep on believing that maybe by count the many times that I've tried, you'll believe me when I say I love you. And I lay these rose-colored glasses aside. These rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide all the truth.
Really nice.
One of the best.
That's the tears in your beer song I've ever heard.
That's exactly what it is. Do you have a beer there, Stuart?
I'm off alcohol for 2 days more for my antibiotics. But I
can record it and you can play it when you can have a beer again.
Cool. All right, we're going to move swiftly on now to Tom. I'm going to mute everybody. And then,
Yep.
okay, Tom, unmute yourself. You're there.
Okay, brother. The question is Bush's chicken or Chick-fil-A or Popeyes? What sort of chicken do you like to masticate? So this is called Meat is Still Murder, but who cares? The omnivores lament, my ethical friends are vegan and vegetarian, some piscatorian. For me, when I was young, meat was always a luxury, and seafood, both rare and precious. But that factory chicken tastes just like antibiotics. Its flesh falls like presidents. I never knew chickens made nuggets. What are these fried wings? I see no resemblance to a living chicken in these things. Once I bought a 12-piece chicken and tried to reassemble it. Failure, complete failure. In some places, chicken's gizzards are a luxury, not at McDonald's. Chicken has become a convenience food. Eat, release, forget, anonymous as death. I once won a live chicken in a poetry contest. I had to give it to friends in San Antonio who could care for her, and she lived to a ripe old age, died only of natural causes, was never sliced, diced, nor masticated. Chicken factories abuse the caged ones like babies at our borders. They do not see sunlight, their fate is separation. Me, I wax poetic, but still revert to ancient primal instincts for tearing into chicken carcasses and flesh. Others' metamorphoses warn me, entrails within, entrails at the end. I'm not playing chicken, I'm just picking up the pieces. Hey! Food for thought, baby, food for thought.
Good one.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right.
I would love to have a copy of that poem from my friends Terry and Jane Levan, who operate a natural chicken ranch.
Oh, that's good. Okay, you send me your email and I'll send it straight to you.
Okay, I shall do that.
Rockapile.com. Thanks. I should get
Okay, we're in wrap-up time, so we're going to do David, and then David will take us into the parting glass. It's been great seeing everybody. I've actually felt I've actually got better during this session. So thanks for the music therapy. I'm going to mute everybody. Turn over to David. See you next week or thereafter or whenever. All right, here we go. Mute. David, it's all your fault.
All the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that I ever did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades I ever had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts I ever knew, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all. I'll softly rise and I'll gently call, good night and joy be with you all. everybody. See you next time.
Great stuff.
Good stuff. Thanks, Terry and everybody, and we'll see you all. And I'm gonna press end here, but Terry, is that right?
You press end and you say end a meeting for all.
There we go.